Hi, I'm Mark from Taste of Home, and today I'm going to show you how to make the perfect shortbread. Shortbread is a simple and delicious cookie, which is best enjoyed with coffee or tea, and it's wonderful for the holidays. Shortbread only uses 3 ingredients: butter, brown sugar, and flour, and because of this, it's important to use the best quality. I'm going to be using salted butter today for the optimum in flavor. To start, I'm going to cream my butter and sugar together in my mixing bowl. It's a cup of brown sugar and 2 cups of salted butter. It is really important that you let your butter and sugar cream together for about 5 to 7 minutes. That aerates the butter a little bit with the sugar and provides a nice texture to your shortbread. You will know that your butter and sugar are well creamed together when you can actually see a color difference. It's a little bit lighter in color. That's perfect. On low speed, you're going to add 3 3/4 cups flour. Do this gradually so you don't have it all over your counter. Using your remaining 3/4 cup flour, you're going to take a little bit of this and dust it on your surface. And then take the shortbread dough and empty that right out onto the surface. This is a very soft dough, but you're going to be working the rest of your flour into it to make it a little bit more pliable to work with. And I'm just going to knead the dough together with my hands here and incorporate some of that extra flour. And then take your remaining flour and just keep folding it in, like so. Very similar to kneading a loaf of bread. So we're adding flour by hand to keep the texture of the shortbread nice and tender. If you were to continue doing this in the mixer, it might become a little bit more tough. This ensures that you have a really nice, buttery, tender shortbread cookie. Now that the dough is at the right consistency, which is a nice soft dough, I like to use my bench scraper and square it off into a little rectangle, like so. I'm going to place my dough onto a sheet of parchment paper and gently start pressing it out into a rectangle before I begin rolling it to a 1/4 inch thickness. And you're shooting for the dimensions of about 9 by 16. Now, luckily my piece of parchment is 16 inches, so I can line it right up with that. You don't want to roll your shortbread too thick. It is a very rich dough, so a little bit goes a long way. I use my bench scraper as I go to keep things squared off. I believe I'm at the right dimensions. This is 16 this way and 9 inches this way, so we're ready to go. I'm going to cut the shortbread into 3-inch by 1-inch rectangles. Now I'm going to transfer the parchment sheet over to my cookie sheet. And this is an important step. You're going to take a fork and dock each one of your shortbread cookies. The reason that we dock the cookies is because when you cream the butter and sugar together, that incorporates air into the dough. You want some of that air to escape because it's going to create a nice steam in your cookies. I'm going to leave all of the cookies together on the sheet pan, and I'm going to put these in the refrigerator. The reason that we do this is to hydrate the dough and keep a nice, tender, crumbly crumb to the shortbread. You can put these in the refrigerator for 20 to 30 minutes or even overnight if you prefer. Now that my cookies are completely chilled, I'm ready to put them onto the baking sheet. Simply break them apart from one another and place them right onto your sheet. You're going to put your shortbread into a 325-degree oven for 20 to 25 minutes until they are nice and golden brown. Now that our shortbread has cooled completely, I'd love to show you what the inside of these looks like. You want these to be nice, tender, buttery, and crumbly. You can add citrus zest to your shortbread. You can also add lavender, almond extract. You can also decorate your cookies with chocolate, nuts, toasted coconut, sea salt. You can make a turtle with pecans and some drizzled caramel. And feel free to serve your shortbread with jams and curd as well. So make this shortbread today. It's a perfect treat for you, your family, and friends.